Fam, what is up? We already started, and I'm getting the signal that my internet is down bad. So we are as off to a great start as San Antonio is in the NBA regular season. They're terrible. They shot 2 for 16 from three in the first half, 11 turnovers in the first half against Charlotte. So um, everyone's down bad. It's a scene. That's that's for sure. But welcome to the Watch Your Work show. We're glad that you're here. Kelsey's on her way. She's going to join us. It's going to be a great time. Man, we have so much to talk about in the WNBA streets, the WNBA Top Shot streets. We just have a ton of stuff to cover, and a lot of it is fraught and weird. And that's just the comments that come in through Discord. So we got plenty to cover on that end. And with that being said, we got a Discord announcement last week. We got a Discord announcement. We got a leaderboard announcement last week. Kind of just going along with my day, having kind of a regular Thursday. And then I get the ping from the Top Shot update account, one of the few Top Shot update or Top Shot accounts that are exist anymore after their announcement of a lot of those getting retired. But the announcement came through that the leaderboard snapshot was taken. I was lucky enough to get in on two of those leaderboards, thanks to some frantic last minute buying, accepting a lot of just atrocious offers just to have Dapper available to get stuff done. But it happened and it worked out. And what I thought I would see when I logged into the Discord after this announcement was just people being hyped that there was an answer, like anything was happening, because we got absolutely nothing the entire month of October, telling us what was happening with the Top Shot leaderboard. I thought anything from Top Shot on that front would make people so happy. I should have known what we were dealing with. This is the internet. Um, folks were upset to like a degree I was just not anticipating. Um, there was a lot that it was pretty well split down the middle of, oh my gosh, I am so glad WNBA Top Shot handled this better than they did the NBA. Where in the NBA they made an announcement just before the snapshot happened, that hey, we're going to be doing this soon, so you better be buying up moments, and market activity just went bananas, just all over the place. So folks were happy that that didn't happen because I didn't get sort of forced into these wild kind of like buying wars to like secure a place on the leaderboard. Um, Other folks were just so upset. Like, I didn't know that this was going to be happening. Despite everything that they told us that this was happening in October, I thought no announcement meant that nothing was going to happen. And now I'm upset and I lost all my places on the leaderboard. And it was such a bizarre uh, way to interact with that I was just completely surprised. But I haven't said hello to anybody yet in the chat. ATCJ, who I see is on like all kinds of leaderboards on there. I don't know if you made all 12, but I saw you on a bunch when I looked through. Relic is here, and Relic is glad he stacked the for the leaderboard before the snapshot. Yeah, me too. I'm glad that's what happened. I did not want to be someone who was selling off all of these moments that I like just to have Dapper to buy stuff up. Like I was buying like Azuri Stevens Top Shot debuts because the TSS score um was favorable, even though I know by the time I unlock that, Azuri Stevens probably going to have another moment on the site, and that moment's not going to be worth as much. But I can't imagine doing that, like stacking that completely. I bought like an extra one and I secured a spot on the leaderboard. If an announcement had come, I thought we would have to buy like 30 of them in order to hold our spot. Um, I want to know what other folks thoughts were with this. Okay, ATC, you made 6. That's a pretty good number. I saw you at number 150 on the Mercury leaderboard, but I think is just that's an awesome flex. Like it's one thing to get like number one. It's one thing to just like be like the Sylvester Stallone in the Cliffhanger movie, just like holding on with your one pinky, like right on the leaderboard to say, yeah, I'm still here, 150 no matter what. Okay, right now, made two. All right, right with me. I made two, Dream and Sky. And you know, there is one person that I can talk to about this with. And Kelsey, are you ready to join? Do you want to pop on? Excellent. Let's go.
Oh,
Hey! Oh my gosh, what happened
I didn't know
there?
this was our background. I think there's a dual stream happening, and I hope that I don't. Oh no, this would have been for a different
Right.
thing. Does it change their
No, this is totally
background?
on the
If
separate channel, right? Unless they're using StreamYard.
I think they might be using StreamYard as well, but I don't know. I don't know if it messes with their. Although, yeah, it does look like they're live. Um, I
We
don't
can't change it.
know.
We're gonna be shot tank for
But
these
now
things.
I wanna change it and see if they change it back,
Oh.
because then we would know for sure.
Oh my god. This is like a
Um,
weird like multiverse. Like there's an episode of like Star Trek where like
yes,
every
we
series of
are
Star
in the
Trek of like
multiverse.
we're just gonna mess with the universe
This
and
is
see how it impacts
yeah,
someone
we're,
else.
yep, multiple timelines happening, converging. This is like the Easter egg of, like, we exist in the same universe, I think is what's
Exactly.
happening here.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
like the NBA version of like go touch grass. Like go watch basketball.
I actually now wanna make a background real quick that's like, "Hey guys, go watch basketball," and, like, see if they get our messages. It's like what kids do with Google Docs now. They're, like,
Uh-huh.
sending notes in class via Google Docs. I wonder if we could do that with StreamYard.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be
Kelsey,
fun.
where like with the whole leaderboard, I don't even want to call it fiasco. I think they did the right thing. What's where are you falling on this?
I
Would you wish you had an announcement? Are you happy with sort of the random snapshot?
I gotta tell you, I don't even know what happened. I'm not clued in. We have been very much in, like, it's basketball season mode versus
Mhm.
like Top Shot mode. I feel like all of my conversations with Mike up until probably today were about the awesome guests he had on for the tip off show
Yeah,
and like
that's fair.
talking
That's fair.
about tweets we saw of theirs and like what we read from them recently. And
Mhm.
so I truly have not logged into my Top Shot account. Probably, man, I don't even know how long. It's been a
You know,
minute.
with the way that like
Um,
Top Shot has been going, maybe that address is like blocked in the Zakarian household. Like they have it just like locked
I
down to a point.
remember I don't think I had logged in the last time we streamed, but I remember having thoughts about Top Shot related things. And then from that point, I have like tuned out a little bit. Because I'm like the same stuff keeps happening. I
Mhm.
think it's best for me if these things just kind of exist, as part of the multiverse, but like I'm not watching those shows right now. Like that's, it's an older movie, like I'll go back to it.
We can catch up.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, I'll catch up. I'll wait for some Easter eggs and I'll like tune in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. So I actually just logged in. So now I'm curious to see. So we were seeing like where we fell on leaderboards. Is that
Uh-huh.
okay?
Yep.
I have no idea. I would imagine, I don't know. I feel like I have some stuff. Let's see. Okay. I don't even know where to go anymore.
I
Oh
wish I
my
had
goodness.
the actually they
My
released a
leaderboard.
spreadsheet like at the lock. I wish I
So
had
they
that
took
back
a
up.
snapshot
Mhm.
and that determined the leaderboards. And
Mhm.
so people were like, I would have bought some stuff if you had told me.
Yep.
That's the
Basically.
drama. Okay.
That's the
I'm
drama.
sort of like, I think I don't, um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I think I like the idea that like if you had the stuff already and you've been supporting them for a long time, you probably didn't need to
Mhm.
worry about it. As someone who would not have used that information to go spend more money, who probably benefited from them doing it that way,
Mhm.
like I don't hate it. Because I do think there's a lot of people who like have money to blow or have Dapper or had some stuff they'd offload to make those leaderboards, it may have kicked people like us off of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't hate it, but I do think that if the issue as of late is transparency, that like that is maybe something that probably should have been communicated.
Yeah, let's play a fun game of can we find Kelsey?
Oh, I'm
Um,
like 200 something on all of these. Two 60s
okay.
at best.
Let's see if we can find any names that we
So I
recognize.
didn't benefit very much. So we're seeing people are saying how many they made.
So what we're able to see along the top is going to
Uh-huh.
be the team leaderboards, and that's when the snapshot was taken. They released a spreadsheet of what the snapshot was. So all of these are what we're looking at right now is the New York City or the New York Liberty leaderboard, and I didn't s-
Okay.
I didn't see
So
a ton
what is
of team hold
the
names.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it tells me I think on mine, like
Hmm.
on the Liberty leaderboard, I'm like 504th.
Yep. Same.
I'm the highest on the Sky leaderboard
Okay.
because I think that's because I have a hollow
Hmm.
of the Sky. Um,
So let's see. I barely scraped in on Sky leaderboard. I was in the
where did they cut
hundreds.
them off?
Oh,
Okay,
hey,
there you
Jen
go.
Ford there. Let's see. So the cutoff is going to be at 150, and the TSS for that was
Yeah.
43,271.
Yeah, I'm not even
I
close.
I
And I
scraped
would
in
not have,
at
although I don't know how
112.
much it would have cost to get in. There you go. Like how much it would have cost to get onto these leaderboards.
Good
Because I
question.
forget too how the leaderboards worked. And do you have to lock? Is it just your locked stuff or is it all of it?
It's just going to be your lock stuff.
Okay. Because
So
I
you have
did
the
have more
lock to
stuff
get
I
on the
could have
leaderboard.
locked. So that I would have liked to know.
Hmm. Yep. So there actually is a tab on the moment that you can look at like what leaderboards you're at, and kind of
Mhm.
see like what is the TSS, what is the like the spend that I need to do to get to certain places on that leaderboard. It was
Mhm.
pretty cool to follow. It was a little bit nerve wracking as I knew like we were getting to the middle of the month and I was probably going to have to, um, for lack of a better term, poop or get off the pot. In terms of the Sky leaderboard, I was setting
Mhm.
the Monday of last week, I was setting at about 170 something on that leaderboard. And so I started doing some calculations to kind of figure out like what is it going to take to make that jump like up there. And I sold a Becky Hammond TSD, her run it back. I accepted an offer on some season one Spurs TSDs of players who aren't on the team anymore, and just kind of use that to buy up a bunch of just of the
Yeah,
last season's MGLEs for Sky players like Kalia Copper,
that's
Candace
smart.
Parker, Sloot, and then bought two Azrae Stevens TSDs just because the Top Shot sort was really high on those, and that sort of jumped me into that where I'm at now in that like kind of 112 range. Same thing kind of
Yeah,
happened
smart. Like
for
stuff you'd probably buy anyway at some point. So it's smart to
exactly.
like make that move. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing probably not that I probably don't want to have in a year's time is spending $30 on an Azrae Stevens TSD because that may once she gets a common that may not be worth as much.
Yeah.
Um,
Although if they start to like gamify
mhm,
and do like a daily fantasy type thing, I do think she's more valuable in that scenario.
mhm. I think that's going to be a lot more likely than us seeing like a so rare thing for the WNBA
Mhm.
because that's
Well, right,
that
because SoRare is the game platform for
it is.
NBA stuff.
But I mean, if Top Shot wants to do it, what a great place to start because that's it's just 2 seasons of stuff that you have compact right in there, and
Yeah,
it's
I
great.
wonder if they'll continue because it seems like right now they're like I don't know if I've ever asked this question, and this may be sort of I don't know if they would separate it out because like the WNBA kind of falls under the NBA umbrella, but I wonder if
Mhm.
they negotiate separate contracts with like Top Shot. or if that's all the same, like by negotiating with
Mhm.
NBA, they like got WNBA rights, or if at some point, like if it already is together, if it will separate out at some point, if it's separate, I don't know.
I am just gonna bet that there's differences between those contracts. In my only like inclination for that is just the WNBA players like involvement in what's happening
Mhm.
for the Top Shot side, just their willingness to jump in and be involved on all these like meet and greets, all these actual like videos and productions and things like that for WNBA Top Shot. It makes me think that like either the Players Association, like themselves, or the WNBA, or some combination of them, so, negotiated something similar but different with what the NBA had. Or maybe it's just that the NBA says like we don't need Top Shot as much as the WNBA does, and so
Yeah, or like there's
there's that
less red
involvement.
tape, or it's like
Hmm.
who they're contacting might just be different. But I do wonder from like a So Rare standpoint, and that the
Hmm.
NBA has partnered with So Rare for like the gamification. The NBA
Yep.
was smart to separate all that out. So like
Hmm.
that I think that's how that works. So that like So Rare has the game sort of piece of it.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if that's also true for the W.
Hmm. And Mac Attack is like me. I can't wait to get my moment. I want to see what this dream set is. I want to see what the sky one is. I'm like other people in the Discord, from what I found, so confused about what the set is actually going to be. Because it's like, folks in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, it's the set is called Squad Goals, but it's gonna work like the duos set that just came out. It's gonna be all TSDs, like Top Shot debuts. It's not of single players, but of teams or multiple players. So it sort of works like the NFL all day, of either like this is the moment like for a team, or this is the moment for a duo or some group of teammates. I don't understand. And
Yeah.
there's nothing that I found. Okay, so I'm right. I'm right in my confusion is what that message tells me. Like I don't know what it means. I can't wait to see
Yeah.
these moments.
Huh.
I know. It's so strange. Which brings me to something else I'm confused about. What's going to happen within their bag?
I was just gonna ask, do we have another? Don't we have? Are we waiting on stuff still? Like, what are we doing?
Waiting on so much.
It feels really silly to drop at any time in the next couple of weeks because the NBA is back.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and there's
Okay,
nothing for.
so it's basically duo, just called Squad Goals, because consistency is non-existent. Okay, there we go. So like,
Except for they do MGLEs are named the same, right?
yeah. So
They
why
could have
have a
named it
set
the
that's named the
same.
same if it's not the same? Oh, oh, oh.
Basically,
This is me
duo
having
just
an
called Squad
aneurysm
Goals.
live on
I
air.
actually
Okay.
don't know much about the duo moments either. Is that like the
Mm.
moment is for multiple people kind of thing?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
like what Relic has for the NBA leaderboards, like those top 750 folks, they got essentially that set is, it's called like dynamic duos or something like that, and it
Mhm.
is it looks like these like NBA Jam shirts of like
Cool.
uh just players that are like sort of just like offset. So like San Antonio's is Duncan and Ginobili. um LeBron shows up on the one for Cleveland and for Miami. Like the Cleveland is LeBron Kyrie, the Miami is LeBron
But is it a
Bosh.
play between those two people?
I haven't watched all of them, but the thing that
Okay.
like confused me with that is I watched the one I remember watching and being confused by was the Garnett Pierce one for the Celtics.
Mhm.
In that it starts, the
Cool
first
teamer.
30 seconds of this moment is them in the same game having separate plays, and then it goes to a moment of them having a play where they're involved together.
Oh,
So it's
so it's like 3
kind of
moments
a,
in one, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of a couple moments in one. Yeah, so it's a clip of,
3
3
total
total
plays
plays from
of the
these
2 of
duos.
them.
Yeah,
So probably 1 each and then 1. Okay.
yeah.
So if the squad goals one, I would like if the squad goals for the W is more team combos where it's
Mhm.
like this starting 5 is the squad. But yeah, if they're just basic if it is duos, if it is the same format with a different name, that feels
Weird.
odd because like
Yeah.
the community is going to call if they are presented if the moments are like a mirror of each other in
Mhm.
that way where it's like a play from each and then 2 people
Yeah.
people are going to call them duos the whole time like
Yeah,
you almost have to anticipate what the community is going to refer to them as
exactly. And you just have to, like, sit here and, like, question, like, why the difference?
yeah
And
and
why
I don't mind the idea of making like having parallels and then making sort of each also have their own things but if it is
Mhm.
meant to be the same if it is meant to be the same you can just keep it the same like you
Yeah,
do again this consistency piece like you want people to understand your product and you don't want them to have to relearn it for the W. So
I
like
know.
and they're clearly like their NBA is the primary product. So like don't make the secondary products harder to understand. Or
Mhm.
like I think from a I mean, I would love for like the W to have its own fun names for all their things. Like they gave them their own theme. They said these were
Mhm.
equivalent to these things. They could design them with a similar color scheme or something.
Yep.
Like you could make them look similar.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can pick and choose when you're going to name them the same.
No, and you
And when
can't
you're not,
have
like I,
right, the WNBA is not gonna have a rare set that's called a hollow, or, like, why that's what it feels like to me. Like, it's a I don't wanna say, like I don't wanna say mean words about it, but it just feels just not super well thought out, like, on that front,
it's
which
the lack of intention for a lot of
yes, it's a
things that
lack
I
of
think
attention.
people
That's great. Yeah.
are frustrated by. I think
Mhm.
that's true across the board. Where like
Yeah.
even like I mean, we complain about the tweets all the time, but like
Mhm.
your what you say or how you respond or how you present your product or how you present yourself like if you do that with intention that comes across and so
Mhm.
and with intention I think comes consistency I think that
Mhm.
is something that kind of follows follows from there so
Yeah.
um and I think that like the road people harp on the roadmap because the
Mhm.
roadmap feels like the thing that's supposed to be intentional and it's like giving this layout of like we've decided things ahead of time and like
Mhm.
here are our intentions for the next year the next season and then
And I
when that's not like if that's not there for people if that's not consistent that's like the only thing I feel like the community's been given to like get a sense of intention and consistency so
and
um yeah
Lord, is it a mess.
be
Um,
intentional.
so speaking of, my frustration with, WNBA Top Shot and their intention and their lack of news, I thought of something today. I have a Dewana Bonner moment here, to give away, and I thought of something that I'm really proud of, in terms of what the giveaway name should be in the chat, and I wanna in their bag news, in the Discord.
Speaking of
So
intention, Devin had this ready to go. He had planned this out. He was intentional in his
Hire
choices. He chose
me,
the
you
hashtag for
cowards.
the moment.
Give me a job.
all
Yeah,
right.
did you announce to the
No,
stream the
I'm
big
not. We're
news
not. We're
today?
not playing that game yet. Yeah, your boy may be in a transition mode, in more ways than one, but we're good. We're good. So put it in the chat, like the stream, follow Team Hold, get in the Discord. Relic's on top of this. Relic's dropping information for us, helping keep us on
Devin's
track,
dad jokes.
putting things in the.
I do think speaking of dad jokes though, here's the thing I've been trying to figure out if it's sort of a career path for me
Mhm.
is if Giannis needs joke writers.
Oh my gosh.
Dream job.
Well,
I
dream job
didn't I
in you
I
hang out
didn't
with
know I had
Giannis.
a dream job until I thought of that dream job.
Uh-huh. Have you Oh, hey, we're getting spammed in here.
All
We've
right.
made it. Hey, friends. Um,
Yikes. I'm
I
gonna
love
block
that they're
them though
pointing to
so
the
this
avatar
doesn't
when it says hot girls here.
yeah.
That's pretty wild. Um, There we go. Um, I did you see the video of
Giannis,
Giannis today that got shared
uh,
around Twitter a little bit today?
no, I haven't been on the internet very much. It was a
Oh,
busy
good
work
for
day, so
you.
I haven't gotten to catch up too much on my tweets. Whatever I saw this morning is what is top of mind. But
He did in perfect just like wholesome Giannis like a moment. He there was a someone he was interviewing or someone was interviewing Giannis like on a stage for some event. And basically was talking like, we're the same age, but you've accomplished so much in your life. And like, I just really look up to you and da 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 da. And Giannis was just like clearly embarrassed by kind of the whole thing. And he just like talked about it. It's like um essentially something like, well, do you have kids yet? Do you have like, something that you like to do? And essentially just like talked him up to essentially say like, you and I are the same. I care about like my kids. I care about like making good impressions on the world kind of thing. And it was just a super sweet moment. So I think like getting to
cool.
hang around that, a win, getting to
Yeah.
write dad jokes, a win,
I've
getting
said it before. People are like, never meet your heroes, and I truly have a tweet of this, like, never meet your heroes unless it's Giannis. Like,
oh yeah,
I think that's the only exception to the rule. Like, that might be it. That might be it.
100%,
If you have any
100%.
heroes that you're like, you could meet this hero, you can drop it in the chat and we can debate accordingly. But I do think that like Giannis is the exception.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen his recent Skittles content, but similar to his
No.
Oreos discovery of last season, I feel like I forget when exactly that was, but like Giannis discovering Oreos was a whole thing. Now Giannis has discovered Skittles, and so that's the new one.
Oh my god.
Um, and the Antetokounmpos, like I think they just like gave jerseys to a basketball team. I think there's like
Mhm.
a team that's like wearing their
Yep.
merch, which is so cool. So I feel like they could use someone. I feel like they could use someone just feeding him dad jokes. It's like really
Mhm.
good content, wholesome, really feeds
Yep.
into the image.
Mhm.
And I think he'd enjoy it. So instead
You
of
know
like, and I have some, personal assistant experience.
Mhm.
So I think that's the next level. I think that's the next level
For
is
sure, and I think if there's one thing sort of missing from the Giannis and the, Antetokounmpo brothers, kind of circle, it's a dog, and I think what a great way to incorporate Bandy into, like, your workplace.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is a win all the way around. Garrett, good to see you. How's it going? Yeah, I didn't expect to talk this much about Giannis, but honestly, I feel, like, really good about it.
Always will.
My spirits are lifted.
Always will.
Always good mood.
This is a
Um,
great call. We need to yeah. I just unshowed it, but
yep.
yeah, I love this. I hope
That's
so. If I get the job that doesn't exist as his dad joke writer, I will pitch this. I will write the commercial and pitch that idea, and I think he'll go for it.
oh man. I'm we're all about this. Like maybe while I'm like Googling like Giannis Skittles after the show, why don't I just like log into Indeed, maybe drop just like a little like position description, just slide into his
Yeah.
DMs, just say, hey, I'm
Yep.
sure that you're busy, take a couple seconds to look at this. And boom, we got a great reference. So we're set.
Yeah. There we
Perfect.
go. Yeah, we
Oh my
can always
gosh.
talk about Giannis. That's Giannis, I think, was the first non-Boston sports team player who was like
Mm,
merch I purchased. I think
seriously.
I only have like Boston stuff, but I have a Giannis t-shirt and I bought partly as a bit, I bought a Fear the Champ shirt.
Yeah.
This was also after we had hit a deer during their during I think it was like their playoff run, their
Oh.
series against the Suns. And so I bought a Fear the Champ shirt because Mike was rooting for the Suns, and so I was like, I
Right.
guess Fear the Dare is
Uh-huh.
now part of my life. And so we did buy a Fear the Champ shirt, but I also bought a Giannis shirt. And yeah, I think before that I bought just a Knicks T-shirt, which
Okay.
was like the first departure from
Generic.
Boston
Yeah.
sports. But I was
Mhm.
like, I live in New York now. This feels like I feel like I should lean in. We were more basketball people than Boston sports
Was that
people.
hold on, time. Was this like your Emily in Paris moment where you're just like, I am this new person. Let me buy this Knicks shirt and just show the world that I'm in this new person in this new city.
That was me finding I think it's called junk food clothing. That
Oh
was me
yeah.
finding a
Yeah.
website that had like cool vintage looking
Mhm.
shirts, and I liked the Knicks one better than the Celtics one.
Mm.
I was like, this shirt just like looks better because the Knicks use the basketball as like the logo. It
Yeah.
just has basketballs on it, whereas like the Celtics stuff has an Irishman on it. And so I was like, this one looks, I like this one better. Like I'd wear this more often, kind of thing. So
Not just let's not just an Irish man, like the most
Yeah.
generic Looney Tunes, like
Leprechaun.
exactly.
Yeah. So but that also, I guess, I don't know the Emily in Paris reference as well. I have not watched that show yet. Once I found out it was Emily in Paris and that's how it's supposed to rhyme, I was out. I was like,
Oh,
no, keep it
didn't know.
Paris.
Oh, gross.
That's usually would win me over. Like usually I'd be like, oh, good one. But because it was nobody knew that until like the
Mhm.
season was over, is also very funny. But I was kind of out on it.
Really shows
but
that marketing
is,
works when you
yeah.
have to explain it like that. Yeah.
I do think that was probably a moment of like, oh, I am like a basketball fan now. So I should like round out my basketball merch collection. I
Right.
don't own other teams like hockey, football. There's no other sport that I have other teams merch for other than a Boston team. So, that's
Wow.
not true. I do have a Mets shirt, but I got it from going to a game. I didn't
Oh
buy
yeah,
it.
that's something completely different.
Yeah, I
You're not
didn't
going
buy
out
it.
to buy that. Okay.
And Boston doesn't have a W team, so
Instead-
Liberty as well. But yeah, we can always talk
no
about
options
Giannis.
for that. Yeah, like we can't count Connecticut in that because we're just not gonna.
No.
Instead of arguing more about in their bag, which I do have one question I want to ask you about it.
Mhm.
Since we're already so off the rails, let's get into this.
It's Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces because Reese's Pieces are better
100%.
when you put them in the freezer and you have the little crunch in them.
Freezability of candy definitely a factor in determining rankings.
You freeze
for sure.
Reese's, you have I'm sorry, if you freeze Skittles, you have a dentist visit because you like broke a tooth.
You freeze the pieces?
You freeze the Reese's Pieces and they're delicious.
I get the thin slice Reese's. When I say Reese's Pieces, I pronounce it Reese's, which is I think correct. And I learned that when it was Pieces. So I was like, oh, it's supposed to rhyme. Emily and Paris situation. Reese's Pieces. It full circle.
Am I setting in on a bit? Like, do I just need to step back and let this be your like StreamYard special?
But I buy the thin slice Reese's to put in the freezer because the peanut butter to chocolate ratio is better. My food is here, so please give me 1 second. I can hear you if you want to keep going through your choice
great.
for Skittles versus Reese's.
I am so sad we got you started on like such a good bit. Like we had your Netflix special and then DoorDash had to come by and ruin it. Right, like you have started a great show. This is what's happening. So freezability of candy, very important. What we talk about with a chocolate to peanut butter ratio, amazing. Chocolate to nougat ratio, also important, especially when you're determining the freezability of something. Snickers is the closest thing I have to sort of just like what walks that line between like this is good to eat frozen and this is a dentist visit if I'm going to frozen. Mike was super concerned. Super concerned.
I was getting my dinner. It's like the just empty screen. Mike, maybe you can tell us if we change the background on this stream, does it change it on the Shot Tank stream?
Yeah. Are we gonna like completely mess with like Deb and John Boy? Oh, it's great. Most when I talk, most people what they hear is like rustling food bags anyway, so it completely works out.
If any of you were thinking of ordering yourself food, go ahead. This is your sign.
Other food that's great frozen, or other candy that's great frozen. We already brought up Snickers, Kit Kats, underrated. Frozen. Yeah, the snaps perfect.
I love a Kit Kat.
You give it like 4 to 5 minutes before eating. You let it. You buy the mini Snickers and you let them set in your mouth like a disgusting like Tic Tac and thaw out a little bit before you bite in.
York peppermint patties.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Top tier frozen.
Yep.
Frozen candy. They're also Rolos.
Yeah.
Because the caramel
Rolos
doesn't
frozen
freeze.
never have. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think like it doesn't. Yeah,
It doesn't freeze
and
like
they're
all the way
small
through.
enough so you could like let it melt. I feel like maybe I put those in the fridge though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting.
Mike says it's not going to change the screen. Do we change the screen?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we totally changed the screen.
Right,
Like we're going right for it. Kapow. All right. There we go. We're back.
There we are.
No, full size, one frozen must try. Okay. All right.
No. The actual move there is to just buy the Snickers ice cream bars. Like Snickers has done this. They make ice cream Snickers
Okay,
bars.
I disagree. And here's the reason why.
The
Snickers regular bar is like the peanuts are like integrated into the candy. Like they're in the caramel, they're sort of just like right there amongst stuff. In the Snickers like ice cream bar, like the peanuts are like setting like right on top and like the weird veiny Snickers kind of like thing at the top of the chocolate. And it doesn't taste as great. When you like your first bite into the candy bar shouldn't be peanut. It should be like the nougaty kind of like ice cream part. Like I don't love it.
Did you other Twix great frozen?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
great frozen
great
candy. Did you ever have people in your life who would eat the Twix like part by part?
Wait, by part like part as in like
I went to I think middle school with would eat like they'd eat the chocolate, and then they'd eat like the crunchy part, and then they'd eat the caramel.
I had no idea. I've never done frozen Swiss cake rolls.
Guys, now we're talking. This is the content.
This is what people showed up for. I had no idea that I had never occurred to me in my whole damn life to freeze a Swiss bar or a Swiss cake roll. Oh my gosh. This is like a light bulb moment for me. This is going to change my life. I'm loving this. Now I have to eat my daughter's candy. You know, the trick is like when you buy the Halloween candy, you buy the stuff you're not going to eat. Yeah.
It's almost Halloween. If you eat the candy now, there's a refill coming real soon.
Yep. That's why you got to buy what's sitting in our house right now. We have like 200 bags of like Sour Patch Kids right now because I got my own dad stash of Sour Patch Kids, like the 3-pound bag. Yeah, we're good. We're all set. Okay, we're back in WNBA fashion. Do you think, Kelsey, that WNBA Top Shot should let me give you some options with the in their bag set? Should they release it as soon as possible? Should they release it sometime in the middle of the off season, January, something like that? Should they wait until this week before the 2023 season to release the in their bag set?
I think if they're not going to wait until the W season, and I feel like I'm going to mess up the timing on this, but I feel like maybe NBA All-Star stuff we might see more W things. I feel like there'll be more of a W presence with NBA All-Star. Yeah, it's just like a vibe I'm feeling. That to me feels like if there is more W presence and there's like some stuff involved there, that could be a time that would make sense to me.
I love that.
Like we're celebrating basketball and All-Stars and like the best in the game. Here's in her bag.
Kelsey Plum shows up to All-Star
She's gonna be there.
I think it's in Utah. Yeah, it's in Utah. It's close enough.
Did you see the Google Pixel commercial?
No, I didn't see the Google Pixel. Describe this to me.
I watched it without sound, but there's just a ton of there's Candace Parker and Kelsey Plum, and then like a bunch of NBA players are in this Google Pixel commercial. Taylor Rooks is like announcing the commercial. I guess like the best pickup game.
Yeah.
Ever, but it looks really cool. I didn't get to watch it with sound yet. I just like had it loading on the train and it would stop, and then I just like see it. So I need to actually watch the whole thing. But I just got excited about all the names listed.
Yeah. Shout out Kelsey Plum recovering from surgery, which is a weird news drop today. That. Yeah. Kind of terrifying. It's just a minor labrum surgery, which doesn't sound minor at all. Just huge worry there.
That's so funny too. She's been all over the place lately. She just threw out the first pitch at the Padres game the other night.
Mhm.
she's been
Do you think
bopping
that's what did
around.
it? Do you think she like went full like t-shirt cannon mode and was just like,
Oh
I
my
only saw
God.
the still picture. I don't know how hard she threw
Do you
it.
imagine she throws the first pitch and that's what caused an injury?
For
I
her,
mean, it's
no, I
like pickup
can.
basketball games that cause people most. I feel like that's
Yeah,
when you hear people getting hurt. It's like
that's right.
the random side stuff.
Damn, people, we got like 3 entries in this. This is a much better joke
Best
than
giveaway in
3
Top Shot.
entries worth. Put this in the chat. Get yourself a Dewana Bonner.
They don't it's too many letters.
If it stays at 3, I'm not giving this away. Like, come on. Like, I revoke gift access to this. One other thing I wanted to just kind of talk about is like in the absence of announcements, of news, of direction, of roadmap, of anything related to WNBA Top Shot, I thought just like the moment they let us know they took a snapshot, that like all buying on W moments was just going to like screech to a halt. Like it was just going to stop. And I did I did a little bit of browsing on here. Oh, I don't have the right screen up right now.
I think Mike is I think the game's still going on. Mike is at the game in Atlanta. He flew
Like,
to Atlanta
do we
for
tell
the
him like
night.
to touch grass? Mike, watch the game. Watch
Right.
the game, Mike.
You're at a game.
You're
He
living
can't
like
help
what
himself.
we want to be doing. Just go enjoy it. So we're looking at sets. And all right, let's just look at like player's choice set here. All right, we'll bring it up. I'm home now. I'm very tired. All right, that's some big like 38-year-old energy.
You're not home.
I can relate. Yeah. Don't tell that, like, don't say home like when it's not
I'm
home to
home.
your spouse. Yeah, exactly. Home is where the dog is.
Home is where the dog is.
Yeah. All right.
The dog is sad you're not here.
Yeah. So let's look at like sort of these like oh no. How do I need to zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. 24-hour volume on let's see, what's the set that I just pulled up? Player's choice. For WNBA. 2, 2, 3, 4, 2 moment spot in the player's choice set. Let's just look at WNBA, NGLE. Whoop. That's not how it goes. Metallic gold. There we go. Let's see where we're at on here. What's the 24-hour volume? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Somebody bought a Candace Parker today. That's cool.
There's a commercial.
0, 0. Oh yeah, thank you, Google Pixel. You inspired someone to
He might have.
buy. It could have been.
Did Kelsey Plum have any action?
No, nothing on there. Let's see. Do we want to do another rare set? Let's do a run it back. Let's do the 2008 run it back. What's the 24-hour volume on that? 0, 0, 0, 0. No buys there. Today, most recent transaction was the 18th. And I think all of that sort of like shows that the market has really slowed down on WNBA moments. It may not be since the snapshot was taken. There may not be a ton of action kind of happening before all that.
Yeah,
But
I don't think
wow.
it makes sense to release a rare set at this time.
Yeah, with that kind of like market
I think
action.
too, especially right now, like the NBA season just came back. Like people are like tunnel vision NBA.
Yeah. It's definitely a case of like you missed the runway on this. Like circle back around. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, All-Star break.
Kelsey, you need to be on the team. You need to be Giannis's joke writer. You need to be marketing WNBA Top Shot. What other? I feel like we've invented other jobs for you.
So many.
You're an expert on the chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
Well, and this I think also fits in with the Giannis job, because as he discovers Oreos and Skittles, like we can unlock a whole world for him.
Like
in
Giannis,
the world that is, like,
you've discovered Reese's Pieces. Have you tried putting them in the freezer? Mind blown. Unlock.
Reese's Pieces in the freezer. I have not done that, but
do recommend. 100% recommend. So one cool thing that our friends in the Top Shot Discord, our team captains for the best of 2021 set, which did you see that they, due to survey feedback, changed their name from the best of 21 set? They now call themselves the For the W, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so let's go on here. So Jude does a great job, and we're back to zooming. Zoom. He does a great job sharing every day what's the market look like for that best of 2021. And then we do 24-hour sales on here. The overall market since the beginning of October, not great. But you see, we sort of bounce around between like 125 and 100 sales. You look at the fourth, 106, and then let's scroll down. This is right before the snapshot, October 11th. This is also, there was a bonus in Top Shot score for completed and locking the best of set, for my understanding. And we're going, the 12th hit, 24-hour sales, 193. That's pretty great. The day of, 156. The day after, 181. Still going pretty strong. And then we hit a couple days in a row of like below 100 sales on here. We bounce up to 126, and then we're like at 74, 103. And then I think we're back down to below 100 on there. I think the takeaway is what you said. I don't know that we need an in their bag set at the moment. I don't know that anyone's going to be dropping. Last year it was $500 or $600 for a pack. And this is right.
Yeah.
We're in 2022 after we had an MGLE and game recognized game pack release. That didn't turn out like people wanted.
The only other like idea is if you really like go full. We sell a product and you do like a Christmas sale. Like it's like, here's a Christmas rollout of like these big fun things.
A Black Friday.
Like something. But then if that's the only thing, like that can't also be the only thing, because it's like we're going to discount the W packs. Like that won't work either. So it would need to be like a whole, again, they'd have to have like a marketing campaign laid out. So like, don't do this unless it's intentional.
No. Follow Kelsey's plan. Do it at All-Star break. I think that makes sense. Love with the idea.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, Kelsey. You told me something today that completely blew my damn mind, and I want you to talk about it and hype it up, because this is the most earnestly amazing like girl boss story I've ever heard in my life. Tell me about Chicago Sky's Dana Evans vending machines.
Well, what I love about this is I think maybe you had this idea like early.
We did when we were talking
about like W players. Like they should be in shoe campaigns. Like they should be clothing brands like Jordan brand. Like they should be involved in all the things. But a lot of these players are also in a unique position where I think they would be great ambassadors for beauty products. And so Dana Evans is partnered with an eyelash extension company to put her face is on this like eyelash vending machine. So like they can buy fake lashes at their university from a Dana Evans branded machine. And like she wears these lashes in games. Like there are many WNBA players who have like a full face of makeup on and wear full lashes while they play. And so it's really cool that it's now like bridging the gap there. It's like part of this world. So she has lash vending machines. I forget what the lash company is because in my mind they're just like Dana Evans lashes, but
Mhm.
yeah, it is a lash company that's kind of partnered with her to put those on campus. Very
This
cool.
is flipping amazing. Let's see. We can pop a picture up on here for it, provided Instagram's gonna work for me.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah, let's pop it. Let's see. Yeah, this is our Instagram. Share screen. So I'm just not talking about what I'm seeing on screen without actually sharing it. So this is like what a prototype
Hmm.
looks at it. This is like what the vending machine really. Oh no, there it is.
Pretty
And
cool.
this is like she's a Louisville alum, like making this happen. Like this is incredible.
And I love that she's in like the full basketball outfit. Like
Mhm.
it is not just like Dana Evans is on it and they're like, oh, it's Dana Evans. Like it's her in like it is basketball is also part of this branding, which I think
Yeah,
is cool.
this is complete
Iconic.
boss move. Okay, so which is the cooler signature thing? Like Elena Deldon, Brianna Stewart, like getting signature shoes. Let's
I
see
actually do
who
have
else
thoughts on.
clothing, clothing brand like drops, or like eyelash like vending machine.
I think this is cooler because it's more unique and it's
Yeah,
not something we've seen before.
100%.
The Elena Deladon sneakers, the new ones, very
Mm-hmm.
cool. Love the
Mm-hmm.
colors, love that lime green with that
Mm-hmm.
like baby blue kind of vibe. Um, I had to laugh at how they were selling the shoes as supporting Lyme disease, and they were designed like with the support of Lyme disease in mind because the shoes are Lyme. And I was like, you can't. What? What? It's not even spelled the same. Lyme disease is not the color like it's not.
Stop.
Did you know that? Did you know that was
No, I knew that, but I didn't make that connection. Like I thought,
yeah.
oh, that's a cute
I mean,
dad
I'm
joke.
assuming they're like these shoes were designed, and I think like
someone at
bringing
Nike
awareness
knows,
to anything is an honorable cause. I think that's like net good all the time. I do think it's very funny. I think it's very, very funny.
I love that you were like so deep in the dad joke streets. But like I draw the line.
I
at-
love a dad joke, but when I don't know, maybe it's because it's like the idea of supporting a cause is
I mean,
honorable, and then to like
Elena Deladon like deals with Lyme disease. Like
yes, it makes sense that she's supporting Lyme disease. Like it all checks out. When I read that, I was like, these sneakers are awesome. I love the colors. And then it was like meant to support Lyme disease. And I just was like, oh, I need to sit with this for a second. And I did, and I thought it was funny. My seconds have passed, and I'm like, this is kind of funny.
Huge fan of the last 30 seconds of what just happened. Like that. Oh my God.
So if we're talking specifically about Elena Deladon's shoe drop to the lashes vending machines, it's a tougher call for me. But
This has gone from like a Netflix special of Kelsey to like a Lewis Black rant of Kelsey of just like
I have thoughts today. It's been a
great
minute.
thoughts. Great thoughts. This is perfect. This is exactly
I
what
forgot
we
how
needed.
much like small, like not small, but I forget how much, when you start to follow these people on Twitter all the time, and
Yeah.
I felt my Twitter algorithm change today. And I was like, wow, Twitter feels like kind of boring. Like workshopping bits. I did tell Mike this as I discovered it. Not even a workshop. This is the first time. I don't even know if this is a bit. This is just like me sharing my actual
This
thoughts.
is real life.
I did tell Mike this, but I noticed my Twitter today because basketball's back. I was like, oh, I feel like Twitter's good again. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because there's been a lull in like the people I follow are basketball people, so they haven't been posting basketball stuff. So it does. Twitter feels better today, but it also means I feel like I'm seeing more W stuff. Skylar Diggins Smith, pregnant with a child. Yep. We have Dearica Hamby working out with child.
This is so indicative of, or it's not indicative of. This is a absolute like call out for like everyone who follows, who does commentary, who does web-based shows about the W, and has snarky things to say about people when they like leave a team or unexplained things happen, or like maybe in the case of De'Erica Hamby is playing like an all-star level and then all of a sudden isn't.
Nice reminder.
Nice reminder to maybe like not have a terrible opinion about it, because maybe they're pregnant and like playing basketball at the highest level possible while also like growing a human. Because
but I will caution people not to assume that either. We don't want to overcorrect.
I mean, she's playing bad. Like maybe if we're talking about spectrum of possibilities, it's in there.
Yeah. Don't just like keep the possibility alive and have that nugget while you comment, but don't make that comment. Maybe is what
the lesson is: don't assume the worst. Don't assume.
Never assume a woman's pregnant until she posts an Instagram about it. I think that's the rule.
Oh my god! Now I'm just like getting visions of like of like Hannah on the sidelines asking a player, like, you know, you're really like you shot 3 for 13 from the field tonight. Like, how are you feeling? Is a little morning sickness like going on for you? Like, really hinting at like the pregnancy angle.
This is an earlier game. Is it like in the window of
block him? No, that's a timeout worthy comment. Yeah, see, this is the take, Garen. This is the take. Yes.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook, after one game, I didn't know how to keep my body warm. If I was going to be sitting on the bench, I didn't know what to do, and really like break. Like,
how long have you played this game?
Yeah, how long have you like been a damn athlete? And
I saw a tweet today. Again, back to my Twitter being good again. Oh, poor Russ. I think at the end of the day, we're all going to think very positively about Russ. This is just a tough time for him. And I don't have a solution for him. I don't know what makes sense, but I know this isn't it. But I saw a tweet that was like, if you took LeBron and AD off that roster, you'd have questions. And I don't even think they're enough. So, like, not great, Lakers.
Man.
Figure it out.
Things are going great for the Lakers.
Pregnant. That would be.
Oh man. I would watch that movie. Okay. Whoa. Things are going great for the Lakers if after one game we're having these kind of conversations.
Made people think that the hashtag was something different.
Oh no, Ricardo, that's not it.
That's a classic. Scroll up and see the hashtag.
Let's bring it back.
Scroll up more. Here, we'll show you. It's a little complicated.
It is not complicated. It's wonderful. Okay, it's a little bit complicated.
You're winning a Dewana Bonner moment.
Just scroll back as far as you can in the video. Like, you don't have to be live.
Who brought up the dad jokes first?
Yeah, catch context. It made sense in the moment. I was really proud of it. That pride is kind of waned in the last hour, but we're all good.
No, it's good. It's a good hashtag.
Ricardo, put it in the chat so we can start to do a giveaway. I have taken us so far off the rails. Whew. Last thing. Last couple things. Women's basketball polls came out. I had one little takeaway that I enjoyed. You're going to see like some regular players at the top of this list. We got wait, where'd everyone go?
Oh, just the NCAA. Cool.
Yeah, NCAA. Going to be Associated Press. Poll came out for the NCAA women's basketball. South Carolina got all of the first place votes. Understandable. Stanford's going to be bringing back a great team.
Yep.
Tennessee, UConn, Louisville, Iowa State, all going to be great. Garen knows what we're talking about. Nebraska in the top 5. The other Nebraska school in the top 25. Nice. South Dakota State, Upper Midwest represents. Way to go, Heartland.
Where is UConn?
UConn is, where are we at? 6.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
curious with the page being
Yeah.
hurt. I saw again another tweet about
Mhm.
AZ Fudd. Gina was very complimentary. She's like, she's as good as anyone we've ever had.
Yep.
And her growth, like her coming out, she looks great. Like
Yep. She's gonna be
great
amazing.
progress.
Yep.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I mean, I
Mhm.
almost think like silver lining to Paige kind of being out for a while,
Mhm.
as I do think we're going to get to see more of her and kind of her as the central piece.
Mhm.
And then it's going to be really cool to see what that looks like with Paige because they've like been to camps together, they train together, like I think will gel really well together. So getting to see more of their game kind of as a duo will be fun. But
Mhm.
to see some AZ game on her own will be
Yep.
cool too. So
I personally I think Stanford is, if anyone can challenge South Carolina, it feels like Stanford kind of with like that Cameron Brink
yeah, they're
sort of size and
fun.
everything can be really good. I'm really excited to watch Iowa State games. Ashley Jones
Yeah.
in the shooting last year around her, super great. Glad,
Yeah.
like kind of consider looking at how other rookies kind of fared this year. I'm glad she stayed in college for another year just to sort of do her thing, kind of keep like building like her ball handling skills and offensive stuff. But like, this is going to be a great year. One
Yeah.
more
So
thing.
this could
Speaking of
also be an
great schools,
opportunity to do in her bag if you pump NCAA women's. That feels like
yep,
another.
get basketball hype happening.
Yeah, women's basketball.
It is. I find it almost impossible to keep up with what's happening with WNBA players overseas.
Yeah.
Um, I the team names are impossible to me. Every gym in Europe looks the same. I don't know where anyone is playing. I don't know what the leagues are. Winsider has an overseas tracker that has mapped out on MapHub where all of these players are at and where they're playing in the league,
That's
and really
cool.
able to break it down. So we can see Emily Inksler on the Indiana Fever, overseas teams, that one in France, in Euro Cup League. And you can break it down by
Oh,
team where they're at, what
shout
country
out
they're in.
Insider. This is amazing.
This is incredible.
Also, look at how many players are overseas.
So many, so
Yeah.
many.
Well, and this is the last year before like the big time penalties, right?
Yep.
Don't they get fined if they miss the first practice or something, and the next year they like can't play.
This is the prioritization year. Yep.
Mhm.
So
But not full. Like this is the
right, this is partial, but
yeah. You get fined, and a lot of these teams will pay the fines.
yeah, but Gabby Williams, for one, has like already said, like, I don't know if I'm going to be back in the WNBA ever,
Yeah.
based on this, just because of how like that Eurobasket sort of like season can overlap and with
The
playoffs and
pay
everything.
discrepancy is insane.
Hmm. I mean, I understand it for Gabby. I want Gabby to get her bag wherever she's
bag.
at. Get her bag and then be in that bag. But I would be so bummed if Gabby Williams was not in the
Yeah.
WNBA anymore.
A lot of people are saying, like, what's Brianna Stewart going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because her payday is huge over there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's the bulk of their money.
Yeah.
And so until the W is compensating them effectively and at the level that they're worth and anywhere comparable to the men or anywhere comparable to what they're making in these teams
Mm-hmm.
overseas, like, why would they prioritize it?
Yeah.
Like, you have to give them more incentive than just like you can't play. And they're like, that's fine.
Mhm.
I can continue to play here, make more money,
Yep.
and like take time off. Like it's
Yep.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
I
very
get it.
curious how that's gonna play out.
Yeah. And it's cool that W or NBA players in their like tip off their Steph did it at the
Yep.
Warriors ring ceremony. Kyrie did it
I think
tonight.
Kyrie tonight. Yep.
That they're giving shouts to Brittany and
Mhm.
WNBA players. So free BG. The more
Yeah.
that we've read about what's happening with her and kind of with her birthday coming and going while she's still detained, it just continues to be heartbreaking and awful. And we hope,
Get her home.
wish, give so many thoughts to her immediate release and Oh, it's a struggle. There were 2 stories today that I saw that were just heartbreaking. One that like Russia doesn't really intend on doing anything negotiation wise until after the midterms, which for me demonstrates just how much of a political issue this is. And for the folks who sort of like argue in favor of her detainment, which is a weird stance to take, I would present that as evidence. And then just something really sad from one of the ESPN legal reporters, just that who was in contact with BG's attorney and said that like the family's been in contact with the prison to sort of like ask, like, is there a basketball court there? Yes, there's a basketball court like at the prison she's detained at. Is there a basketball there? No, there's not a basketball. Can we send a basketball to Brittany? No, Brittany does not want a basketball sent to her because just like playing at it and looking at it would be too painful kind of for her like in that moment. And that was sort of like BG's own words. And it's really hard to read things like that. And I feel so much for her and her family. And again, hope for her immediate release.
Yeah.
BG. Free BG.
Oh.
Let's give away a moment and let's go tweet out some hashtags for free BG and keep on with our evening. And let's all follow Kelsey's advice and start tweeting at WNBA Top Shot that they need to release the In Their Bag set during All-Star weekend. No, don't tweet at them.
No,
they've been through enough. Be nice.
Well, just don't tempt them.
No, like we've covered this subject before. This does not, the whole like Twitter mob rule for how pack drops and other like directions for this company have gone has not worked out well. Give them space to do their thing.
I prefer them not listen to me.
Yeah, and we'll be great with that.
Make decisions
all right.
and stick by them.
We got entries. Let's spin it. Who's winning a moment?
Best giveaway in Top Shot right here.
That's right. You got great odds. Relic. Oh man, you earned that today, giving us all that information at the top. Relic, if I don't have your Top Shot username, DM me in Discord or on Twitter. Thanks all. Good times.
Did it.
Kelsey, any other candy takes, any other food takes, any other takes at all?
When you just said candy, I thought the digital baseball collectibles. And I was like, they don't own those. And that's how I know my brain is broken.
Different show.
I'm sure I have other thoughts on candy, but I'll mull over those. No frozen candy. It's, different things. You have all those Sour Patch Kids to enjoy. Make sure whatever candy you already purchased for Halloween, this is me giving you permission to eat all of it and just purchase some new ones. They're still out. And if not, you can just be the family that gives out toothbrushes because every neighborhood needs one. So
I'm trying this for the new show. And don't give out toothbrushes. You're going to get egged. My family growing up was the family who gave out toys or either like fun school supplies. I remember like one year there was like these like spider erasers. Other years there was like noisemakers or sort of just like whatever the fidget toys were in the 90s, like we gave those away.
Fidget toy equivalent.
So I don't know that we were the most popular house in town.
You were for any kid who had a food allergy.
Okay, that's fair. But I remember fondly the house in town that would give out like full-size cans of pop.
Do you know that I can tell you what houses those were? And it may have only been one, but I don't think I know the people that live there. I don't think I can tell you anything about the family that lived there besides it's their whole personality now. Which they chose. They chose that. If you're gonna
Hey, if you're gonna be popular for one thing, like
and that's you lean into it, that is your thing now. But if you are someone who is like, we're gonna be the house with the big candy bars, that's what you are forever to those children. And that's all you'll ever be. So just know that that's the burden.
Once you do that 1 year, there's no going back. Like you're locked into that for the rest of the time you live in that house. Yep.
I actually think the move is to have a system where like some kids could get the big candy bar, where it's like a
Ooh.
lottery type style. But like if they reach their hand in, they know, you know what I mean? But it's almost like it's like
Oh,
delivered to
we have
them.
a house on our street that like the first 4 kids or something like that get something humongous.
Cool.
The first year that we moved to this neighborhood, my
That's
kiddo
a great incentive to get kids
was
out
small.
early for
Yeah.
Halloween.
So we went out at like 4:30 or something because the kid had been asking us like all day, like, when are we going? When are we going? When are we going? So we just
Mhm.
left early. And we were the first to stop at one house. They gave us like the most humongous size box of like cinnamon toast crunch like I've ever seen in my life. And like
Do they
that
stop
was our
after that?
prize.
Or they like, here's the
No, they had
4th
like other
giant
boxes
thing?
of stuff. They had like kind of like decreasing like goodness of
That's
snacks
funny.
like going on. It was pretty great. Yeah.
That is pretty good. Have
Mhm.
you ever been booed? Is that a thing? Was
Booed.
that a
Oh my
thing?
gosh. By children?
No, like it's like a thing that you leave a like a basket of candy and you say you've been booed and it's like boo your neighbor. So then you're supposed
Oh,
to put together this fun little treat basket and
oh
like
my
you
gosh.
secretly leave it. It's like ding dong ditch, but with a bunch of Halloween
Oh,
candy.
that's amazing. I've
And
never
so
heard of that.
eventually everyone, like the parents all know who's been booed and who hasn't. And they're like, hey, have you guys got one yet? No. And you put the little sign on your door. So then like as kids go around the neighborhood to boo other people, if like their
Mhm.
first choice neighbor has already been booed, they can just tell by the
Oh, oh my
signage.
gosh.
But the kids are like, it's like a positive spin on Ding Dong Ditch. They like leave
Oh,
it. They it really is like they ring the bell and then they run away and you're left with a bucket full of candy on your porch.
that is exactly what we need. I want that. I also I like the chaos of big candy bars and
Yeah.
then just do it one year, don't do it the next, and the
Yeah.
entire kitchen
Those
just
kids are
eating.
gonna be
Like, I
like,
love this.
man, tough year. In this economy,
I just like the idea
no
of like kids
way.
gathering on like a street corner of like, man, the Johnson house.
No, you know
Like
what they're
some
gonna do?
years.
There's gonna be they don't have them this year.
There's
You like
gonna be
hear the
like a kid group
sides
text
every
like
other
on
year.
Halloween of just like they don't have
My
it this
next door
year.
neighbor growing up would uh have a Halloween costume on and then he'd wear like the mask
Mm.
costume over it, or the scream mask costume.
Hmm.
And I remember it must have been a year the Red Sox were in the playoffs because he had like the earpiece in underneath the
Oh
scream
my
costume so he could listen to the game while he trick or treated. He was like kind of older. So part of his disguise
god.
was
Uh-huh.
like, I'm too old to do this, but I have this
Hmm.
mask on. But then he'd go home or just, I don't even think he'd go home. I think he'd like go to the park or whatever, take off the scream costume and would have the backpack and all his like the game on in his ear was part
Oh
of the
my
costume. So then he was like a
gosh.
tourist was like the next costume. He just did a full outfit change and went back around the neighborhood. And everyone knew that he did multiple costumes every year, but it became this like fun thing of like, how's he gonna pull this off?
That is
But eventually,
incredible.
eventually neighbors caught on and they were like, you've already been by. And he's like, can I just you have extras now? Like it's late enough. Like just give me what's left. Yeah, all the Halloween hacks.
I love that. We had the
Yeah.
neighbor who uh prior to Halloween like kept out the humongous like stuffed like scarecrow dressed in overalls who like sat on the porch, and then the night of Halloween like the dad in the house like was the
Was
one who
in the
dressed in
scarecrow.
that and looked
Did he
basically the
scare
same.
them?
He scared the shit out of people, and
Oh,
then
I don't like
lived with like a
yeah.
bowl of like walnuts like at front, so like you wouldn't get candy but you would get scared, and then they would like hand you like a walnut or
Oh, I
something.
don't like I don't
Hmm.
like when the candy bowl is a scare tactic where it's like you
Oh.
reach in and something like gets you or they like it's sitting with the bowl and you think it's an immobile like statue and then it like jumps.
This is,
Not my
yeah.
not my style.
No, this
I think
was
it's
it was certainly a decision on their part. Like I
yeah.
am not
And that's fun
condoning
for that. Like
this.
that there is a very there's I feel like someone could probably already has done this. There's probably a BuzzFeed article of like the different types of parents on Halloween. And it's like the big
Right.
candy bar parents, the dress up and scare kids
Uh-huh.
parents, the
Yep.
toothbrush house parents, the
Mhm.
yeah,
The school
all the
supply
different.
parents, yep.
I have never seen that one, but I like it.
Oh man, that was big in our
I do
house.
feel like I got like a little notebook every
Mhm.
once in a while, like a
Mhm.
pencil. Yeah, that
Yeah,
feels great.
or like the oh, somebody had like the eyeball squishies, but the ones that like weren't candy.
Eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
I get it. What's the Zakarian household strategy? Is it like shut the lights off and just like hunker down and don't answer the door, or are we
No,
handing stuff out?
we don't get a ton of trick-or-treaters, so
Mhm.
we buy, like, a good-sized bag of candy, and
Okay.
then once we run out, that's kind
Mhm.
of it. We don't dress up. We could, maybe we will.
Mhm.
Maybe we will. But yeah, there's not a ton of kids. Our next door neighbors have children, and
Mm.
so they're usually our first trick-or-treaters, and then we know
Mhm.
when they're coming in, and so if enough time has passed that we haven't seen another trick-or-treater yet, we'll just usually give him a huge handful. Like, we'll be like, "You want the rest of them? Because like, we're ready to go in."
Yeah, that's amazing. I
Like,
like
not
that.
enough kids have come by, so this whole bag of candy is yours.
It's yours.
Yeah.
We usually do that, like, we, for whatever reason, we have, like, just age waves, like, come through, like,
Mm,
5 o'clock, all
early.
pre-K.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you get your, like, kindergarten through, like, 5th grade, and then, like, the junior high kids, like, show up, and then they're usually just, like, out of the neighborhood by, like, 9 o'clock. Um,
Yep.
so we
You get a
usually have,
couple
like,
they're,
we
like,
buy, like, a
anniversary, one person's dressed up, like,
uh-huh.
2 people really like Halloween, and they're like,
Oh,
"We're
yeah,
gonna get
exactly.
candy," and the rest are like, "Sorry, we're not dressed up." We're,
I'm
like,
just as a
coming.
teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, but we have the like we bought it this year candy like ready to go with the backup of last Easter or last Halloween candy that the kid didn't eat that we haven't thrown away yet. That like good luck. I hope you don't chip a tooth. Like
Yep.
enjoy.
Check the expiration dates. Good
Right.
reminder, everyone.
Yep.
Check the candy before your kids eat it,
There
or
you go.
you.
That's okay. That's been my favorite meme so far this season is like the open Snicker bar with like the parents watch out. People are hiding like some absurd thing in your kid's
Always,
Snickers
every
bar.
Halloween.
Yeah, like Biden's like oil reserves, like the potion that was intended for Cusco that only Cusco can drink. Just good stuff out there. Way to go, internet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A legitimate reminder with a fun twist.
Hmm. There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, hope like don't put stuff in your candy bars, don't get fentanyl to kids.
Please
Just
don't
candy,
ever.
please.
We're
That's the
I don't
scare.
think that's
Like
our
that's
target
like
audience,
that's the
but
like the urban myth scare happening
I
now.
know, and kids now think like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get drugged on Halloween."
Oh
Like,
gosh.
I gotta check all my candy, and then they don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So you tell the kids to check the candy, and they're like, what about this? What about this?
This is the
This is
strategy.
fair."
Yeah, that's the strategy.
And
Yeah.
you buy the Christmas candy, you buy Halloween candy as the Christmas candy because then it goes on sale.
Hmm.
So then after
Absolutely.
Christmas, you buy that stuff for the next
November
for always
1st,
this
I'm going
season.
ham on Walgreens for like the Cadbury
Yeah.
like spooky eggs.
It
Like
feels smart actually for me to like tell my kids that the holidays are one off. That I can like buy everything a season early, but then they can
happy
still be like,
December
"This is
26th.
Easter decor," you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
things to consider.
What a great show, Kelsey.
Yeah,
We covered the
there we
gamut.
go.
Mhm.
We're back Wednesday nights. We mixed it up.
We're keep them guessing, like Asgaren says, wherever he's at.
Yeah,
Keep the kids guessing.
keep
That's
the
what we're gonna do.
kids guessing.
Hmm. All right, folks, have a great night. Go watch some
Yeah, go watch
basketball.
some
Go touch
basketball.
some grass. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see y'all later.